Hello, it's Charlotte here from Funky Makers, and today we're going to make a Chinese lantern as it's Chinese New Year tomorrow. So we're going to use a tin. You can use any sort of tin, or it works best with something with a straight edge. I have tried it with a large yogurt pot that slants away, and it doesn't work so nicely. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the tin. We need some red paper. I would have liked to have done it with some recycled paper, but unfortunately I didn't have enough that was red, and red for Chinese New Year. We need something like a bone handle knife or an envelope opener, or you can use the scissors just to cut paper in half, but I like using one of these. Some double-sided tape, scissors, and you might need a pen. Okay, so let's get started. I'm just going to pop that to the side for now. And I'm going to fold the page in half. And what we're going to do is just slice that page with the paper cutter down the side. I'm just going to pop that away from it, and we're going to fold the other one in half, and we're going to cut that one in half as well. And we're going to fold that piece of paper in half. Make sure your edges meet quite nicely. Okay, we want nice crisp edges, so we're just going to help those edges along by just running the knife, or you can run your pen along the edges if you want to. Okay, so we're now going to fold one of the edges back to the top. And we're just going to smooth that along, and then we're going to turn it over, and we're going to do the same on the other side. So fold that over and just help those creases along so that they're nice and sharp. Okay, so that gives us an accordion fold. Okay, and what we need to do is turn it over so that you've got the point that's in the centre pointing towards you. And we are now going to cut even spaces into that fold and try and cut them all the way back to the crease, so that these stick out nicely when we put them around our Chinese lantern. So, and try and keep those spaces even as we go. There we go. And then just pull it slightly apart so that we've got a little bit of space there. And then just give it a little bend. So just to separate those edges and make it look nice, we're going to just give it a little bend and a little wriggle. Okay. So we need 3 of these, I think, 3 or 4. We'll see how we go. So I'm just going to carry on making the rest of these. And join you back in a moment. Welcome back. So we've got what we need. We've got our pieces cut out ready to go. So now we're going to get our tin. And I've got one of these nice safe tins, which is a coffee tin, and doesn't have an edge here, so it's quite safe to handle for children, if it's the kids that are doing it. So we're going to get some double-sided tape now, and we're going to pop it along the edge of our tin. So we're going to pop about 4, sort of go around the tin in quarters, or roughly about quarters, and we're going to pop 4 lengths of tape on there. So there we go, and we're going to do one more around here. Yep, that should be about right. So you could put more on there if you want, but I think we'll be okay with this. So I'm now just going to peel off the top of the double-sided tape. If it gets a bit tricky, give it a rub down first, because it means that the gluey sticky bit sticks tighter onto the tin, and then the top bit tends to come a bit looser. So you can just give it a little rub down with your nail, and then the top bit comes away quite nicely. There we go. Okay, so we're going to pop that back up there for a minute. Right, so we're going to take our first piece now. We want it to stay apart ever so slightly, and we're going to pop that onto one of the pieces, one of the lines of tape, and we're just going to take that around, try and keep it nice and even as you go. As you see, it's spreading out quite nicely as we go around. And then we come to the edge over here, and we're just going to cut off the excess. So if we have a little look at where our excess is, I'm just going to cut up through there. And just pop it down nicely to meet there. So that's our first piece. We might need, actually we need a little bit more double-sided tape in there just to hold it securely. So I'm just going to pop that tape in there. And there we go. And that's on there. And the rest of it's sticking as I go. Right, so we're going to take our next piece. And you know what? I'm actually going to pop where's my starting point? Oh, I did it quite well, so I can't actually see where I started. So that's our starting point. And in fact, to make it easier, I am actually going to pop another piece of tape along that join so that we can start and finish easily. There we go. Okay, so we are now going to line up our next piece, and we're going to line it up to go to sit over the previous piece. So we're going to just pop it down there, and we're going to work our way round. Oh, I think I might have flattened it slightly. Oh, I see that one's stuck down onto the tape, unfortunately. I'll tease that out again with a... Right. I'll tease it back out in a bit. But anyway, we're coming round, and we're just going to join up over here with our where we started. Okay, so we have a little bit of excess. So I'm just going to cut some of that excess off. And this time, as we're overlapping, we might need a little little bit of double-sided tape just on the inside there, or glue if you've got glue, or glue stick. Where it's overlapping, just pop a little bit in just to secure it. And there we go, and that's secured. So now we're going to go with our next one. Sorry, because I did use this for something else a bit earlier, so I'm just going to take the tape off there. And we're going to start here. And pop that down. Oh, sorry. Okay, just get rid of that one. Okay, so we're just going to start with the next one, and we're going to pop that down, and we're going to work our way round. And here we come over to the other side. I've got that fairly good on size. Just trying to make sure it's actually, I might just need to tease it off. So the reason I don't put too much double-sided tape on the tin is because if you don't line it up nicely, it means that you can generally pull it off to play with it, and be able to stick it back down again. So there we go. So that's what we're looking like. You might just need to tease some of these apart so that you get the nice effect. So if you didn't cut all the way back to the crease, which is what's happened here, then they don't separate very well. So I'm just going to pop my scissors in there between those and just chop that back a little bit more and a little bit more there. And that's now sitting nicely. So there might be a few that I might need to do that with. Just to make sure that it does actually sit nicely. And now we're just going to pop the top one. So we've got our last one going on the top. So we're just going to start that there and pop that all the way round. And, whoops. And we're going to pop another piece of double-sided tape under here just to secure it. So I'm going to pop that on. I don't want to push too hard on the can now when it's on the table, because I'm going to flatten my nice pointy edges if I do that. So we just bring that round there and tease that on, and we'll do the same. Pop another piece of double-sided tape into here. So that it stays nicely together. There we go. Peel that double-sided tape off, and there we go. Okay, so that's our nice Chinese lantern, and don't want to tease it too much, but I did manage to stick this one down. There we go. Hopefully that's going to prise off. I don't want to tear it, so I'm just going to pinch it out and leave it like that. And it looks okay, I think. So now we just need to put some string on the top and put a tassel in it. Okay, so we're gonna go and make the tassel now. So we're going to make the tassel now. I've got a half a sheet of A4 paper, and I've folded that in half. And we're just going to cut thin lines through to about 1.5 centimetres off the top. So we're going to go all the way up, and we're going to go all the way across. And it's just creating really thin. If there's children cutting, you might want to do the last 1 or 2 yourself. The last one's a bit tricky, so just move your hand with the scissors. There we go. Now what we need to do is pop a strip of double-sided tape across the top. So I'm going to pop that up there, and before we start rolling we need a piece of string. Okay, and this piece of string is to attach our tassel. So what we're going to do is we're going to peel off the double-sided tape. There we go. We're going to pop the tassel, the piece of string just up through the middle of the tassel. There we go. And now we're going to roll. So we're going to start rolling from the edge, and we're just going to roll. So you can squeeze it, pinch it down a bit. Once you roll it, start rolling it a bit, it's going to want to buckle slightly against you. So you're just going to keep just keep it down. It will work. You just need to pinch it down a little bit. So just keep rolling it. And just pop those bits that are poking out down and all the way to the end. And then we've got our tassel. And we will be able to pop that tassel into our Chinese lantern when we're ready. Okay, now we're ready to pop our tassel inside. So what we're going to do is just pop a piece of double-sided tape on here, and we are going to reach up inside, and you might need a small hand to go up inside, but we're going to reach up inside and pop the tassel onto the roof of the can. In fact, there we go. So we've got our tassel now hanging from there, and then we're going to pop some string what have I done with my piece of string? And we're going to pop some yarn around the top to hold it in place. So let's pop that yarn around the top. We're going to use a piece of double-sided tape. I really should have put this on actually before I put this last layer on. So I'm going to pop it into there. And just pop that down there and seal that through there. And then we're going to come across the other side and we're going to find where the double-sided tape is already on the other side. And we're just going to pop. Oh. Okay, I am going to leave that on the outside, but I'm going to use ordinary sellotape. So I'm just going to use ordinary sellotape to hold that one in place. Okay, so this is our Chinese lantern with our nice tassel hanging from the bottom. And I quite like this layered look. You just hold it up. I quite like this layered look. Most Chinese lanterns you just have one of these. And I just wanted to do something slightly different. So I really hope you enjoyed this and you have a go. If you think it's a little bit complicated, then maybe you can just do 2 layers and do a slightly bigger version of this and just do 2 layers rather than 4. But I really hope you enjoy it. I'd love to know what you thought of it and how you get on with it. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday.